Coverage on the airport power outage. Fox 5's Claire Sims joining us live from Hartsfield-Jackson. And Claire, you are seeing this impact firsthand tonight.
Yeah, it's a little chaotic here, Deidre, outside the terminal as thousands of people try to make alternate plans. Both people who were arriving here to the airport and thought they were going to get a rental car, and people who came to head somewhere else and are unfortunately not going to be able to go anywhere this evening. Now, in just the last 20 minutes or so, we talked to the Atlanta Police Department, and this is their #1 thing they want you to know. Do not come to the airport. They're saying that they cannot handle all of the people trying to come here, and really there's no reason for people to try to come here, as these flights are not leaving Atlanta this evening, at least so far. They say they do not have any estimated time on when the power will be restored to the airport, and so they don't want people to come here in great numbers, because they're just having so many problems trying to get people in and out. Now, they did say that they are working on coming up with a central location where people can go to pick up loved ones who may be here at the airport, and they may end up using MARTA buses and even the MARTA train, which is running at this hour, to get people away from the airport. But do not come here if you absolutely can avoid it. Now, apparently, what we're just telling you is that at this hour, the airport, the world's busiest airport, is essentially shut down. So this is video from the tarmac earlier this evening. You can see the planes just sitting there. We talked to passengers who were stranded sort of on planes because they could not taxi to the terminal. We understand that there are plans in place to get those people in waves off of those planes and move them on to at least not being sitting on a plane for a few hours. Now, many here, of course, are frustrated because they feel as though no one is doing anything to help them get on their way. And what we do know at this point is that around 1 o'clock, we talked to passengers who were in the security line. They said lights started flickering, and then just a few minutes later, the airport went almost completely dark. We were told that people were congregating near windows where there was light. People were trying to get phone calls in and out, and it was very difficult because the network was overtaxed. And you can see this is video from a viewer that showed us inside the airport. We understand the PA system was down. People were not getting emergency alerts as they would have liked to because of all of these outages. Now, according to the airport, the Federal Aviation Administration did issue a ground stop for all flights coming into the Atlanta airport. So we're told that those flights were halted at their original destination. Any international flights that were already in the air and that were headed here to Atlanta have been diverted to other regional airports. We heard from one man who said his family was diverted to Nashville. So a lot of people spending the night in other places this evening. And again, there's not really information about what happened here, but people said they're beyond frustrated about how all of this has been handled.
At 1:30, the tram broke down, and everybody went where they could. There's no direction. No one told us what was going on. 2.5 hours later, smoke started filling up Concourse D. They told us to evacuate. There's no way to get the people in the wheelchairs out. The lights are out for Concourse B and Concourse C, and people were running into the artwork, stumbling, people walking on them. We didn't see one policeman.
Now, at this point, again, we heard from Atlanta Police. They say they're asking people not to come to the airport. We haven't heard anything officially from a spokesperson from the airport. They've been releasing statements. They're asking us to continue to monitor their Twitter page for any updates. We are live at Hartsfield-Jackson, Atlanta International. Claire Sims, Fox 5 News.
Claire, use your live camera there. Show us what it looks like outside the terminal where you are right now. We see headlights, and that's about it.
Well, Doug, it's really difficult because it's very dark out here. As you can imagine, they have some temporary lighting that's going up, but you can basically, it's hard to tell what exactly you can see, but there are people just standing along the sidewalk hoping to get picked up. I talked to one man who said he has a friend driving all the way from Columbus to come pick him up. He was actually headed back to North Carolina, and doesn't have any way to get a rental car here in Atlanta, he said, so his friend's going to drive him to Columbus where he can pick up a rental car, he believes. But you can see just lots of people standing, waiting, and hoping they can go home or at least somewhere for the evening.
Yeah, just a real sense from what we're getting here via you and Caitlin Pratt and social media as well. A real sense of frustration and confusion, just the sense of not knowing and feeling that information, Claire, really hasn't been coming to people in a timely manner. I'm sure you're hearing the same thing out there.
Yeah, we talked to one woman who said she and her family are actually here from Virginia. They were planning to fly out this evening. They didn't know that anything was wrong here at the Atlanta airport until they got here. They said they had already turned in their rental car, and so now they really are stuck because their flight's not leaving, their car has already been given to someone else, and they are beyond frustrated about what's going to happen next.
All right, we will pass on the information as we get it, Claire. Thank you.